Have you ever stopped to think that, more often than not, your financial decisions aren't based on logic, but on emotions? Fear, anxiety, guilt, even euphoria. All of these can be shaping, or sabotaging, your financial life without you even realizing it. Today, you are going to discover how invisible beliefs and emotional habits you picked up long ago, maybe even in childhood, are still controlling the way you handle money. And more than that, how to identify these hidden patterns and reprogram your mind for a more prosperous and balanced life. In this video, we're going to open the black box of your financial mind. Get ready to see yourself in situations you may have never noticed before, and walk away with real tools to transform your relationship with money. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn today could change not just your bank account, but your entire life. Have you ever caught yourself saying things like, "Money doesn't bring happiness," "I wasn't born to be rich," or "Only lucky people make money"? These phrases, often said without much thought, reveal something much deeper: limiting beliefs about money. And the most surprising part? They're not absolute truths. They're unconscious mental programs that shape how you see, handle, and attract money into your life. These beliefs are usually formed in childhood, based on what we heard from our parents, relatives, or experienced during impactful moments. A simple, "that's too expensive," repeated over and over can teach a child that wealth is out of reach. Witnessing family arguments about bills can create an association between money and pain or conflict. Over the years, we build an emotional relationship with money, and it's not always a healthy one. Beyond beliefs, there are also emotional habits. Many people spend impulsively when they're sad, lonely, or stressed. Others self-sabotage when they're close to reaching a financial goal, as if, deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. This has nothing to do with a lack of intelligence, but rather with deeply rooted emotional patterns in the subconscious. But the good news is that all of this can be reprogrammed. The brain is plastic, meaning it's capable of changing its connections based on new information, practices, and experiences. Start by observing your automatic thoughts about money. Ask yourself, is this belief truly mine? Does it help me or hold me back? Practice positive affirmations daily, such as, "I am worthy of prosperity. Money flows to me with ease and purpose. I manage my finances with wisdom." In addition, invest in emotional financial education. Read, study, and watch content that combines emotional intelligence with personal finance. And whenever possible, try to identify the emotion behind each financial decision. Fear, insecurity, pride, instant gratification? By recognizing and healing these patterns, you not only improve your relationship with money, you also open the door to a more prosperous, conscious, and free life. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, the money is never enough? As if you're running in place without making any real progress. That is the reality of what many call the financial stagnation cycle. An invisible yet powerful pattern that traps thousands of people in debt, lack of planning, and constant frustration with their financial life. But why does this happen? The answer lies in a combination of three factors: lack of financial clarity, absence of clear goals, and automatic habits that sabotage progress. The first key to breaking this cycle is gaining absolute clarity about your financial reality. It might sound obvious, but most people avoid looking deeply at their finances. They don't know exactly how much they earn, how much they spend, and even less where their money is actually going. It's like trying to cross a dense forest without a map, flashlight, or compass. So start now. Write down absolutely everything that comes in and goes out of your pocket during the month. Use pen and paper, a spreadsheet, or an app, whatever works best for you. This simple yet powerful practice will show you where the leaks are and where there is room for improvement. The second step is to set clear and realistic goals. Without direction, money gets scattered. Define specific purposes such as paying off a particular debt, building an emergency fund, investing in education, or starting a business. Goals activate focus and discipline, and they also generate ongoing motivation. Now comes the most delicate point: automatic habits. These are the silent villains, small actions repeated daily that, over time, erode any financial plan. For example, that daily coffee outside the house, impulse shopping to ease stress, or unnecessary installments that pile up without you even noticing. To break free from this cycle, you need to replace sabotaging habits with conscious ones. How about turning a comfort spend into a building habit? For instance, save a symbolic amount every time you feel the urge to buy on impulse. Or make it a habit to review your financial goals every Monday morning to stay focused. And finally, remember, breaking free from financial stagnation isn't a one-time event. It's a process. It requires consistency, patience, and above all, self-compassion. Don't blame yourself for past mistakes. They were there to show you what doesn't work. Now it's time to use that learning to build a new reality. You can break free from this cycle, and when you do, it won't just be your bank account that changes. It will be your entire life. When we think about transforming our financial life, we often imagine big actions, earning more money, making bold investments, or landing a new job. But the truth is, the biggest transformations begin in the invisible details, in the small, everyday habits. Behavioral science shows that consistent habits have a greater long-term impact than occasional grand gestures. It's like a snowball. It starts small, but over time, it gains momentum and becomes unstoppable. Want a practical example? Imagine someone spending $10 a day on something non-essential, a snack, delivery, or an impulse buy. Here's another powerful example. Developing the habit of writing down everything you spend. It might feel tedious at first, but this simple act increases awareness of your financial behavior. And once you become aware, you naturally start making better choices. Another habit that can transform your life. Saving a fixed percentage of every amount that comes into your hands, whether it's your salary, a side hustle, a gift, or a bonus. Even if it's just 5% to start. The practice of setting money aside before spending is a game changer. It is what separates those living in financial chaos from those building true wealth. And how about starting your day with a positive financial affirmation? It may seem symbolic, but your brain responds to what you believe. Saying to yourself each morning, "I am capable of building a prosperous financial life with balance and wisdom," might sound simple, but it reinforces your identity as someone committed to growth. That's the secret. Never underestimate the power of small things. It's the small habits, practiced consistently, that pave the way for big results. You don't have to change everything at once. Start with just one habit, just one, and stick with it. The financial transformation you're looking for is already in your hands, and it starts now. Have you ever stopped to notice how the way you think about money directly influences your financial decisions? There's an invisible yet powerful line separating two mindsets: the scarcity mindset and the abundance mindset. And that difference might be exactly what's limiting or empowering your financial life. The scarcity mindset sees money as something limited, hard to get, something that's not for me or never enough. People with this mindset tend to live in constant fear of losing the little they have. They avoid taking risks, freeze when faced with opportunities, and often self-sabotage without even realizing it. They think things like, "I can't spend on this right now, I'll never get out of debt," or "only lucky people get rich." On the other hand, the abundance mindset sees money as a tool, something that can be multiplied, earned through creativity, effort, and intelligence. Those with this mindset believe there's always a way to grow, to learn, to improve, and to prosper. They ask themselves, "What can I learn from this situation? How can I create new income streams?" Money is in motion, and I'm part of that flow. The big insight here is this: these mindsets aren't about how much money you have, but about how you think. That is why there are people with high salaries who are always in debt, because they operate from a place of scarcity, and others with modest incomes who build wealth, because they live with an abundance-focused mindset. Changing your mindset begins with small internal shifts. Stop repeating negative phrases about money. Start surrounding yourself with content and people who speak about prosperity with responsibility. And most importantly, begin to believe that you do deserve to live with greater financial peace. Money doesn't only respond to those with diplomas or luck. It responds to those whose minds are prepared to receive and multiply it. So the question is, which mindset is guiding your financial life today? The mindset of scarcity, which limits you, or the mindset of abundance, which sets you free? The good news is, that choice is in your hands. Today, you've uncovered the invisible force that shapes your finances, your mindset. You've seen how limiting beliefs, thought patterns, and the way you view money can either build or break your financial freedom. And more importantly, you've realized that change is possible. Transformation starts within, with new choices, new thoughts, and a new perspective on what it truly means to prosper. Now that you have this awareness, the next step is to take action. Change your words, reprogram your habits, and most importantly, feed your mind with content that strengthens your vision of abundance. Your journey toward prosperity is just beginning, and you don't have to walk it alone. If this content inspired you in any way, give the video a like, leave a comment sharing what touched you the most, and of course, subscribe to the Millionaire channel. Here, you'll find content that awakens your potential and helps you build a more conscious, free, and prosperous financial life. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single step of this journey, because true wealth begins in the mind, and it's already being shaped inside you. See you in the next video. Until then.